Hey folks, today is March the 14th. It's currently about 11 o'clock. Wanted to go ahead and look at recording this opportunity that we have. As you guys can see here, we have all reds down here. We have a 2 and the rest are all 1s. Ideally, we want to see all 2s, but it's still a trade setup. We're below 0. We want to see this close as a red bar. Up here, we already have a red arrow. And we have our white line under the purple. We have our blue line or aqua line under the yellow. So everything looks good for a setup here. The only thing we're waiting on right now is for this bar to close, and hopefully this will be a red bar. We have about 3 minutes to go. And if this does close as a red bar, we'll most likely get a signal to jump in. And we'll use a 23 for our stop and a 23 for our take profit. All right, let me pause it and I'll come back once this bar closes. All right, guys, we have a few minutes or a few seconds actually until this bar ends. It looks like it's not going to give us the red bar we need, but that could all change any second. Market might just push down really quickly. All right, so it did remain red, and this bar, yeah, it did stay red. It's so tiny though, but we're going to go ahead and jump in. Trading, new order, sell market. All right, so as you guys can see, we are in the trade. And again, this was a very, very weak trade. As you guys saw, this has been bouncing back and forth between red and green. And these are all 1s instead of 2s. And these are really tiny red bars here. But decided to go ahead and take this trade mainly because it was a signal at that time. And so we're going to take it as it is. Let's take a look at some of these other pairs here. And this is trade number 8. So we'll see what happens with it. I'd feel much more comfortable if this was still red. So hopefully we'll get a push down and that'll get this back into red. All right, let me pause it and I'll come back once something happens. All right, folks, things are really moving slowly here. And as you can see, we're not getting a large red bar like I'd really like to see. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. We're back to well, we were at a red bar or a red, well, just switch back. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I might look at exiting this trade early if we get into profit, because I definitely don't like the way this one is shaping up. And my effort to get more videos for you guys, because this week is going to be pretty busy for me after today. Excuse me. So I'm trying to get as much as I can. So I might potentially exit this trade early. I just have to wait and see what the market decides to do here. The other option is I could just leave it and we'll see if we get our first loss. So I can exit early, maybe push my stop up here to around break even, and that way it'll count as a break even trade. Or I can just leave things the way they are, knowing that it was a weak setup, and just go with it from there. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm hoping the market will either, push down or push up, so that way I can kind of have an idea what I should be doing here. All right, folks, we'll be patient with it. I'll tell you what, I'll just, even though I know it was a weak signal, I'll let it run. If we take a loss, we just take our first loss. It's a part of trading, and I feel like we can learn just as much from our losers as we can from our winners. Here, for example, you guys will notice that we had a tiny red bar here. All right, we're now getting pretty close to our stop. And you'll also notice that when I took this trade, this was kind of switching back and forth between green and red. And it just happened to stop on red when I took the trade. So ideally, we want to see lots of 2s instead of a 2 and lots of 1s. So this was definitely more of an aggressive trade for me. One that I typically wouldn't have taken if I wasn't trying to get more content. And actually, let's go ahead and place this up here. Let me go ahead and take a look around a little bit. Yeah, there's nothing else right now that's looking like a trade. And I was hoping to get at least 10 trades for you guys, or 10 videos that I can put out. And this right here will be number 8. And we're starting to push into lunchtime, around 11:30 to 12:30. I typically don't like trading, but I might look at I don't know. I'll see what I'm gonna do here. I don't want to push it and just take a bunch of losers because we're trading at bad times and trading weak signals like this one, but we'll see. And there it is. As you guys can see, we're now all green down here. Got a green arrow. So we're definitely most likely going to get stopped out. And like I said, I'm sure you guys watching what I just did, you'll be able to use this in your own trading of what not to do. I'm just going to let this one run straight through, even if it goes past 10 minutes, I think. About 3 or 4 pips away from getting stopped out. But this actually would have been an interesting long trade if we can get this above 0. And I might even look at reversing this trade once it gets up to that point. We'll see. All right, folks, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would to get up to our stop. We're just sputtering around this level right here. I might go ahead and just pause it. I have placed in this solid red bar, so when the market does come up to it, we'll know where our stop was. Because like I said, most likely it is going to get hit. Everything is green now. This is green. This is green. We got a green arrow. This is already crossed over. The white line is about to cross through. Things are definitely changing here. All right, let me go ahead and pause it and I'll come back once we get through this level. All right, folks, just another update here. As you can see, things have switched up on us. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we're now back to all reds, still under zero. Got a little red bar here starting up. And I'm seeing potential now that the market might still move in our direction. This trade has definitely made us sweat a little bit, or I should say made me sweat a little bit. Because I know, like I said earlier, that it wasn't a good signal when I took it. And I'm seriously still considering lowering my stop and take profit on this trade. Maybe to right here, which would be 8. And so that'll be about right here. Again, that's just in case we get past this level. There's no telling if the market's even going to push past this level. Touched it once, touched it twice, bounced back up. It might touch it again and bounce up. We don't know. But hopefully this will close as a red bar. That'll give me some renewed confidence. But they're still tiny. And again, like I said, this is a time where I don't typically want to be trading. Ideally, I'd like to move my stop right there and then put my take profit about right there. Actually, that's my entry price. Know what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking this right here was the entry price, but it's not. All right, so that's closer to 1-to-1. All right, 14 minutes in, and the market is still bouncing around. So let me go ahead and pause it again. Hopefully we'll get a push down into profit here. We'll see what happens. All right, folks, just another quick update here. As you can see, market has pushed a little bit into profit now. things still look kind of weak here to me. We still have some tiny red bars, and I don't think I'm going to risk making the market push down this far, even though, again, it might. But I have no idea if it's going to. So I'm really considering doing things this way. We're going to reduce our risk. And also reduce our take profit. All right, so if we do get our profit target hit, it'll be about 7 pips. Obviously not a big win, but for this trade where things came within 3 or 4 pips of stopping us out, to going sideways to pushing back into profit, I think that'll be acceptable for me. All right, that's a good sign. Bit of a larger red bar here. Our red indicators down here are now mostly R2s except for this middle one here. Again, I'm not changing anything just because we're now getting really close to the lunch hour. Like I said, I really don't like trading between 11:30 and 12:30. So I really want to just jump out of this trade if possible with whatever I can get that's in profit. I might even just look for 5. Let's see here. So we're only going to risk 5 pips to make 5 pips. So that's where we're at right now. Actually, I think we're only risking 2 pips, 2 or 3 pips to make 5 pips. So either way it goes, this isn't going to hurt us. You know, we went from taking a full loss to only risking 2 or 3 pips on the trade. And again, I'm perfectly fine with that. We're now through our take profit order, and we just need the market to fill it. There it is. All right, folks, so this was a rough trade. You guys got to see me make a lot of mistakes. But luckily, we were able to put our stop in a good position. Again, the system tells us exactly where to place our stops, and that enabled us to stay in this trade. Market came up to within, I think, 4 ticks or pips from getting us taken out before dropping right back down and putting us into profit. So that is trade number 8 in a row that has been a winner. And as you guys saw, I did manage this trade down. You know, at the end of the trade, we're only risking 2 or 3 pips. So, yeah, that's just the situation we ended up in. All right, so if you want to get more information on the TR profit system, definitely click the link below. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to send them my way. All right, folks, take care.